Good morning. Happy Baby Friday. It is time, excuse me, for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Mark, chapter 14, verses 7 and 8, and I'm reading from the English Standard Version. And here's what it says: For you always have the poor with you, and whenever you want, you can do good for them. But you will not always have me. She has done what she could. She's anointed my body beforehand for burial. You know the story, but just in case you need to be reminded, Jesus is having a meal, and in comes what another gospel says is Mary, the sister of Lazarus, comes bearing a bottle, box of spikenard, a box of ointment. And she comes and she breaks that bottle, that box of pure spikenard, pours it on Jesus' feet, and anoints him. She anoints him. Now, spikenard was a ridiculously expensive commodity. And so Judas, and according to Mark, others, I think Mark was being generous, but it's my personal opinion. But according to Mark, there were multiple people fussing that the spikenard could have actually been sold and a lot of money could have been given to the poor. And poor Mary, she's hearing all this. She's being shamed for her act of praise. She's being shamed for her extravagant gift. And Jesus steps in and says, Look, you're always going to have the poor with you. And as long as you can have some money, have some commodities of your own, you will be able to do good to the poor. But Mary realizes that my death and burial is coming, and she is doing what she can do to show her extravagant praise to me. Leave her alone. That's basically what Jesus was saying. Leave her alone. I'm always struck by this, and perhaps your brain went here too, but as I was reading in Mark 14 this morning, I thought of the song, um, I've come to pour my praise on him like oil from Mary's alabaster box. I don't have the voice to sing this morning, otherwise I would. She did what she could. Here's your word from the Word this morning. We don't have to worry about Jesus being crucified, buried again. He rose from the grave, and we're going to celebrate that in about a month. But are we doing what we can for the Lord? Now, I'm not talking about doing things, because in this context, it's about extravagant praise. Are we giving the Lord Jesus extravagant praise? I listened to a missionary, and I don't have her name right in front of me. I do have it written down. Um, and I knew it, at some point in time I would probably refer to it. But she was a missionary to, I believe, a place somewhere in Africa. Don't quote me on that. Um, but in an interview, she talked about some of the horrific things that she suffered um, as a missionary. And the Lord asked her um, to give herself and to trust Him through all the torture. And when she was talking about the difficulties that she encountered, she said she learned something. And she felt like the Lord taught her this. When we're tempted to ask, is it worth it? Is it worth it to give ourselves wholly to the Lord? Is it worth it to give ourselves to the work of the kingdom? She said, that's not the question. The question is He worthy? That's the question. And that's the question I present to you this morning. When you give extravagant praise to the Lord, there will be people that will be naysayers. There will be people, good people, that will say things against it. And it's easy in our human flesh to say, is it really worth all of that? But I have come to tell you this morning, that is the wrong question. It's the wrong question. The right question is He worthy? And if He is worthy, then give your extravagant praise to Him. Let people say what they're going to say. Let people do what they're going to do. You give your extravagant praise to the Lord. It's not about is it worth it. It's about is He worthy. This has been just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.